We have some breaking news for XRP to go through, and we have big events happening this week that I believe are going to affect the crypto market. So you need to be aware of everything that's going on. I know a lot of people are losing their patience with XRP, but we need to look at the bigger picture, and I'm going to show you all of the data that I found in today's video.
XRP가 지루한 움직임을 보이고 있는데요. 8년차 영국 트레이더 코너는 지금 더 큰 그림에 집중해야 된다고 합니다. 또 이번 주 주목해야 할 주요 이벤트도 있다고 하는데요. 코너의 전망 함께 알아보겠습니다.
XRP right now $3.05, still finding its support right there at about $3 almost exactly, and this does not look bearish to me. In fact, this still looks like it could be a bull flag forming for XRP in the longer term time frame. Now, yes, XRP is down. In fact, from the high that it made recently to where we are now, it's about 16%. But at the same time, we have the lights of Ethereum itself down almost 11%. And Ethereum being the second largest cryptocurrency in the market with XRP behind it, it makes sense that if Ethereum's down 10%, then something that's 2.5 times smaller might be down significantly more. Same can be said. Bitcoin being down 2% would probably lead to Ethereum being down more and XRP being down even more than that. So it makes perfect sense to me. I know that it's been a bit lackluster for a lot of people, but this is because a lot of people have unrealistic expectations as to where XRP can go. I want to remind you that at the end of last year, XRP was 50 cents. Right now we are $3. That's a 6x. It's one of the best performing crypto assets in the market by a long shot, and this is a great move. Please don't get jaded by the people who are trying to convince you it's going to $10,000 tomorrow. That's not going to happen. There could be a massive price appreciation over a long period of time, just like Bitcoin has had, just like Ethereum has had, and just like XRP already has had. Now, I think we're going to go higher from here, but I want people's expectations to be realistic. That way they don't get emotional when we have a pullback that, in my opinion, is way closer tied to the overall macro and the overall market than it is to XRP itself. In fact, we've had massively bullish news for XRP over the last month, with XRP and Ripple XRP and the SEC, or Ripple and the SEC dropping the case. This is very bullish, and a lot of people were expecting this to send XRP's price to $100, which was never going to happen right away. This is a slow and steady process, and people need to be patient, and patience will be rewarded, in my opinion. That's why I still have my XRP position open here as well. Still in significant profits, but I've taken some of those profits off the table just in case the bull market ends before we get to my price expectations of $10 to $12 this bull run. Realistic expectations will keep you unemotional in this market, in my opinion. Now, what is happening this week? Well, we have the FOMC meeting minutes coming out on Wednesday, and we have the Fed Chair Jerome Powell speaking at 9:30 ET live from Jackson Hole on Friday. So these macro events will affect the market, in my opinion. So you want to take a look at this. You want to take a look at how it's affecting the overall markets, like the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and how that's spilling over into crypto, so you can figure out how it might affect your strategy. Now, the breaking news, we have Gemini, a major crypto exchange, drawing funding or coming up with its initial public offering, or IPO, and they've specifically named Ripple Labs in this filing. Now, I did ask Rock, and it told me that this partnership allows Gemini to borrow in USD or Ripple's RLUSD stablecoin, potentially boosting RLUSD adoption, which launched in December 2024 and has gained traction. So big news for Ripple, for a partnership with Gemini, which is going public, and for RLUSD. Now, on top of this, we do have a lot of institutions aggressively accumulating Ethereum. $5 billion of Ethereum from Bitmine, another $2.5 billion from SharpLink, and another $500 million from Coinbase, and 5 other companies here all buying a ton of Ethereum. And the reason why this is important, I know this is an XRP video, but I believe that Ethereum is dictating the liquidity in this market, and this market has been spurred on so far when it comes to Bitcoin by institutions. So having so many large institutions now buying Ethereum is incredibly bullish, and I think this is going to spur on the market. So even though we're pulling back, Ethereum down 10%, XRP down 15%, Bitcoin down 5 or so percent, maybe 6 or 7%, I think that this is just a continuation of the uptrend. Now, when do I change my mind on that? Well, first of all eyes are on the support that we're at right now, but more importantly, this higher low here at about $112,000. If we start to close consistent daily candles below that, then all eyes for me are going to be between 100K and 98K. If we lose that region, then in my opinion, this uptrend may be changing, and we may have to change my perception on this market. So until that comes, I'm going to take this as a buy the dip opportunity, and I'm going to take advantage of it, right? So for example, I did recently reopen the Ethereum trade, and I'm waiting. If we drop another 5% from my entry, I'll re-enter. Another 5%, I'll re-enter, and that's my plan. So if you guys have your own strategy you want to put in, because I think right now is a great opportunity for myself. And guys, we literally have the president's son, Eric Trump, telling people to buy the dip on Twitter. You can see 660,000 views here. Buy the dips. Isn't that absolutely wild? What world are we living in where the president's son is saying this? So I'll leave it up to you guys. If you appreciate the video, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.